So originally this intro was supposed to be me eating a slice of pizza, but then it hit me. Calories! What's up guys and welcome back. If you're new to the channel, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. And today I wanted to make a small discussion video on the news that dropped last week of a new Ninja Turtle reboot movie that came out of nowhere. And if you know anything about me, you will know that I am a huge Ninja Turtle fan. Don't believe me? Here, I'll show you. So some of you may already know that last week we got a surprise announcement for a Ninja Turtle reboot movie, surprising in multiple ways. One of those being that I don't think anyone was expecting any kind of Ninja Turtle adaptation from Seth Rogen. The other surprise being is that we haven't heard anything about the Netflix live action series that was supposedly in the works. It just kind of disappeared. And I think that was announced maybe the end of last year, beginning of this year. During when the whole COVID-19 thing just kind of started taking over. Much in the same way we have seen with all of these movies being delayed and pushed back. And that's the only explanation I see for why we haven't got any kind of news or information. And even though we're just left to speculation and wondering if that series will ever happen, at least we're getting some kind of Ninja Turtles being made. And it's not that I'm not excited that there is a new Ninja Turtles movie in the works, it's just that I'm proceeding with caution. And let me get this out the way, like I don't hate Seth Rogen, like I think the guy's hilarious, like I think his movies are funny, but my issue is that I just don't want to see his brand of humor injected into the Ninja Turtles. And the movie that jumped right out at me when I heard this announcement was Sausage Party. Like, I don't want that kind of humor in the Ninja Turtles world. Because the last thing we need is another goofy, whimsical, and comical Ninja Turtles. Like, we've been doing that since Secret of the Ooze, and we have not returned back to the source material. And if you are one of those that picked up on the original comic books and understand the lore, and if you're an 80s baby, you'll understand why there's such a big fan base for this franchise. And I'll admit, like I enjoyed the original Ninja Turtle cartoon growing up because I thought it was fun, I thought it was funny, and it introduced a lot of cool and interesting characters and a lot of really cool toys. And that's the whole reason why it was so kid-friendly then, was because Playmate Toys, in order for them to make those toys, that they would have to have a cartoon animated series, and that would actually fuel the interest for those toys. But they said it had to be kid friendly, and that's the reason why they changed some things. That's why the Ninja Turtles had even more personality. They changed the color of the bandanas, and it was just a completely different feel from what the original comics were. And the very first live action film still stands as my favorite Ninja Turtle movie of all time. And then after that, it just kind of like went downhill because parents were complaining that their first one was just too dark, too violent for their kids. And that's why we had Secret of the Ooze, which was, I mean, I still like that one too, but it was a little bit of a shift. And if you go back and watch that movie, you'll notice that none of the Ninja Turtles ever used their weapons, except maybe Donatello and his staff. And so flash forward 20-something years later, and then we had the Michael Bay produced live action movies that were a huge misfire for me, and I hated them. Like, and I just thought they were so bad. Like, I hated the designs. I hated the casting choices for the characters. And I thought that Megan Fox was the worst casting choice because she did not look like some kind of reporter or journalist. Like, she looked like she belonged working at Macy's in the perfume section. I hated the fact that, like, they never really displayed martial art ninjutsu in the same way they did in the original movie. I mean, these are Ninja Turtles. They're supposed to be fighting in a martial arts style. Like, they didn't do that in these movies. Like, I thought the only thing they did well in those movies was just capture the personalities of the Ninja Turtles. I don't want to see this movie go that same direction or route. I feel like the last good Ninja Turtle movie we had was the one in 2007, the one that was completely in CGI. And because it was a true sequel to the live action movies, and it was fun. Like, I liked the style and the characters, and you know, they once again captured the personality of the Ninja Turtles, and it was a good movie. And then just after that, it just kind of like lost its way. I would just love it if they just took it back to that dark tone of the original, or actually even better, the comic books, because even the comic books were more violent than that original film. And if they're gonna go the CGI route, like, have them look more realistic, like kind of like Alita Battle Angel. Like, the CGI has to be on point. And if they're gonna go the origin route yet again, I'd say pull the origin story from the IDW comic book series, the most recent one, because that is hands down the best iteration of the Ninja Turtles and origin story I have ever seen. And that's where the Ninja Turtles were actually human at one point back in feudal Japan. Like, they were actually people, there were kids that were reincarnated into the Turtles later in present day. And I thought that was like the coolest direction they could take the story in the comic books. And this movie could introduce new characters, new villains. And if they were gonna go the dark route, they could even bring in the Purple Dragons and Hun, the leader of that street gang. Like, I would love more than anything else to have the Purple Dragons play a part in this movie. So that's gonna be my take on this new announcement. I feel like for far too long, we have pleased this new generation with kid-friendly Ninja Turtle series and movies. It is time now to please the original fans. I am curious to know what your thoughts are on this announcement and where this franchise could potentially go. I'm not gonna hold my breath, but at least Michael Bay has nothing to do with these new movies. And I am still hopeful that we get some kind of news about the Netflix live action series. Like, I am more excited to see what they're gonna do with that if it's still on the table. And that's gonna do it for me today, guys. Please subscribe, hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, share it with your friends. If they don't believe you that there's a new Ninja Turtle movie coming out, you can tell them I told you. And stay safe out there, guys. Brush twice a day, eat your veggies, that way I can see you in the next video. And cowabunga.